So I decided to make coconut cream, which I've never made before. I would normally just use Coco Lopez if I was going to make a pina colada. But I found a recipe online and it sounded like fun, so we're going to give it a shot. Now, I am not going to make pina colada in this video. I'm going to save that for the next video about pineapple. I'm going to try and figure out some other things I could do with coconut cream. So yeah, stick around. We'll have some fun.
Miami Ice. So coconut cream is basically simple syrup with coconut milk used instead of water. Now, the recipe I found said that it was important to use full fat coconut milk. So I found some of that at the store. It's about a 400 gram can. So I used a little under that for the sugar. It seemed like it was going to be pretty sweet no matter what. And I ran into some problems almost immediately because I thought this would just pour out of the can, but no. I guess coconut milk forms this separates, and the coconut fat, I guess, forms this plug that bottled up this can. So I had to crack it open with can opener and get a spoon to try and get it out, because even shaking it was ineffective. So, but yeah, I finally did get that out. But I would run into an issue with this the whole time I'm making coconut cream and using the coconut cream. As soon as you put it in the fridge, it sort of separates again, and I find that I have to take it out early and let it warm up and shake it a lot to try and keep it all unseparated. So if you have any tips for me about keeping your coconut cream together, unseparated, homogenized, I guess, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate it. So yeah, you can see here it's all lumpy, and I put a little salt in, and just for fun, I also put in some vanilla. I just thought that sounded good, and you know what? It does. It is pretty good. And then I just heated it up until all of the coconut fat. I'm calling it coconut fat. I don't know what it is. All these blobs went away. This mixer I'm using isn't going to do the job, and ended up having to switch to a whisk. I got this coconut liqueur that's pretty good, but hard to use, so I thought I would just fortify with that to keep it from going bad, but it's only 18%, so I figured throw in a little vodka to try and preserve that. Then after this, just let it cool, put it in a bottle, label it, and we're ready to go. So I found this recipe on The Art of Drink, and I will leave a link to that down below. It's a good website that doesn't get updated a lot, but it's got some good stuff on there. But this recipe makes kind of a lot of coconut cream. You can see the bottle there. It's like almost 600 plus mils probably. So I'm trying to think of some other things to do, because I'm not going to make that many drinks with this, I don't think. My first thought was to make ice. It's fun to, freeze ingredients and then add them to your drink, and the coconut flavor would infuse in as we went along. I also tried making some ice using 2 parts coconut and 1 part Campari, figuring that would be pink ice, and everyone loves Campari. Now, the thing about this ice, I didn't dilute it at all. I just straight coconut cream and Campari, and it didn't work at all. I couldn't get it out of the molds. They didn't really freeze solid. They froze into these sort of, I don't know, jelly kind of molds, and not even as firm as ice cream, like a sort of soft yogurt. And yeah, so they were very sweet, and it tasted a little bit like ice cream, melted ice cream or something. Also, the Campari bit was too bitter. There was too much Campari in there. So anyway, we need a new plan, and I stole this idea from the Aviary cocktail book, where they have these special glasses, and they freeze stuff on an angle, and then when they tilt the glass back up, it's on this. It makes this horizontal, or rather vertical triangle of ice. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But here I'm just gonna pour this concoction in with the glass tilted, freeze it, and then make the drink to go on the side of it, if that makes sense. Now, what we need to do here is figure out what the ice should be made of, and separately figure out what the drink should be that goes in there. And so those are my next steps. So the first step of making up a drink to go on the side there will be to make up a good drink. I decided I would first try a crushed ice drink. So I'm going to introduce you to Beverly Ice Crusher, my ice crusher. I got it at a thrift store for $6. Pretty excited about that. Anyway, this worked out pretty good. I did rum. Any rum will do, but I liked the Jamaican rum best. Chartreuse, half ounce of chartreuse, and coconut cream, homemade, of course. Shake it up. Oh, with the first time I made this, I didn't put lime in it, and the second time I put lime in it, it's much better with the lime. The coconut really needs some acidity to cut through all that thick sweetness. So yeah, there, put the lime in. Yeah, shake it up, strain it over your crushed ice, and you are good to go. Now this makes a real nice drink, all on its own, especially with a little mint garnish. But for our ultimate cocktail with our horizontal ice, I'm gonna probably alter it a little. Since we're putting coconut cream in the ice, I'll cut back on the coconut cream in our final horizontal ice cocktail. So the next step is to figure out the ice. So here what you can see is the second attempt at the ice. The first attempt was just coconut cream and Campari, and it came out real slushy and tasted like melted ice cream. It was not good. The second version you can see is it didn't melt very well. It's still pretty hard, so it's hard to get the delicious coconut flavor into the drink. So I think on my hopefully final attempt, I'm going to up the coconut cream a bit, lower the proportion of water, and hopefully we'll get a nice balance of easily meltable coconutiness with some not too sweet ice-like ice. So I think it worked pretty well. Here's my final product. You can see it's pink, and a little bit of that coconut cream actually lifted to the surface, which gave me this little paler stripe along there, which is pretty sweet. So that's what the glass I'm gonna use for this drink. I'm just gonna speed through the making of this cocktail because I think enough of that. Sometimes looking at people making a drink can be just a little bit dull. I will put the recipe down below for both the ice and the drink, but this is 1.5 ounces of rum. I'm using Appleton Estate Jamaican for a little funk. 1/2 ounce of lime, 1/2 ounce of coconut cream, and 1/2 ounce of chartreuse. This basically makes up a herbalish kind of daiquiri, which is delicious, of course. And it comes out green, pale green, I guess. So when you pour it on with our pink ice, it makes this kind of awesome pastel-y contrast, and actually made this on Easter, so I thought that was pretty neat. And yeah, check that out. This thing came out great. I think we'll call it the Miami Ice. So my final thought here is, if you're gonna do this yourself, you just have to measure the amount of liquid your glass is going to hold on the bias like this, and make sure and use at least half water, probably more than half water, with your other flavoring agents, and you should be able to make a beautiful drink as well. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. Miami Ice.